Okay, okay. Today we're going to learn a few practical halachas nagea to Friday, Chanukah. There's a lot of special halachas for Friday, erev Shabbos, Chanukah. So like this. First of all, the zman of the adloka in the shul and at home. So it's like this. The Darche Moshe and the Tur, he brings that erev Shabbos we light before Mincha, and he brings it from the stem of Abu Raham and Maharil, and then he Messiah over there. The minig is not like they write that we write erev Shabbos before Mincha, but he says Mispalim Kod of Mincha, and then he says we'll light the candles. That's what he write in Darche Moshe and the Tur. In Shulchan Aruch, he flips and he doesn't mention this shit of how our minig is to daven Mincha first, and he says in Shulchan Aruch like this. He says. He just mentioned again the original the Abu Raham and the Maharil that we're lighting the candles before Mincha. So Lama most poskim the way they recommend to do it like you write in the Darche Moshe and the Tur, the daven Mincha first, and then light the candles. However, the Elia Rabba brings that Lamaisa, if you didn't do it somehow you couldn't do it, so you should daven then light before and then daven Mincha. And especially, a lot of people I know, they want to be verfromt and they're davening Mincha b'yochid in order to daven Mincha before Hadlok. Eli Rabbi says, before it's not to do that. If you miss Mincha or you have no minion, then he says you light the candles before Mincha, you daven Mincha later. Okay, so that's Halacha L'maisa, that if you could do a minion before, fine. If not, by us, we're davening of your Mincha regular time, so definitely you have to light before Mincha. You have no time to go back home to light because it'll be Shabbos already. Okay. So that's one thing in how Lagabe when you light the menorah and mincha. Now in the shul we spoke about it a little bit yesterday. So one thing you have to be careful to light in shul definitely before shkia for sure. But then we brought two opinions Lagabe Zman had Lagabe if you're going to say brachas or not if there is no minyan. If there is a minyan in shul on time before Shabbos, definitely you're going to say the brachas like we say every day, the bracha in the shul. If there is no minyan, we brought two major opinions, Kafachaim and whoever was the Sharachuva and other poskim saying if you have no minyan before Shabbos, you have to light already, then you're going to light without the bracha, and the Mishnah Berurah says you're going to say bracha. Now, the Pashut, the way you look at that, look like Sfardim, if there's no minyan, they're going to light without the bracha, Ashkenaz going to say bracha. It's not as a Pashut at all. Everybody should say bracha, and I'm going to say why I'm saying this. The Mogen Avraham brings like this. ונראה די מוס סמוך לחשייך בטרם שיבואו מינה לבית הכנסת יסקדש היום יבורך וידליק מיד. The Mogen Avraham says יבורך that and he says terem shevel minyan mashma there's no minyan it still say yivarech. The Mogen Avraham says definitely say brocha. Mogen Avraham is a major posek. Stop to go say we disagree with him poskim acharav. It's not initially a poshet. Furthermore, there's a big raya that the Bes Yosef himself would mask him with the Mogen Avraham. In Tov Reish Ayin Teis, the Bes Yosef brings him the name of the Trumas Hadeshen. He says like this: because of the Trumas Hadeshen, Ava b'shemad likin b'odiyim. We're talking about now going back to erev Shabbos. Erev Shabbos, Amadik definitely b'odiyim. After Plaga Mincha, by the way, Plaga Mincha today in Detroit is 4:05. So you cannot light before, but after 4:05 you could already light. Ava b'odiyim mevorchim aleya. Now, how could they say bracha when we light so early? If the candles would be just for the daytime, sharga b'tihara mayahana. If it's a daytime, light time, you don't need a candle. Elamai, we're doing the candles. It should burn half hour at least after tzeis. We're doing it now, and we're doing bracha now. So how could they say bracha? It's not zman adloka yet. So he brings some trumas hadeshen. Mishum di yivshar binyan acher. That's the only way. Erev Shabbos, we cannot light on Shabbos. You have to do it earlier. He says chashuva hechsher mitzvah. The heavy rayla dos. The trumas hadeshen is saying you make a bracha on hechsher mitzvah. You're right. Right now I'm not doing the mitzvah properly. I have to wait to be the mitzvah properly. I have to wait after tzeis when the candle is lit after tzeis. Then so since it's hechsher mitzvah, that's the only way I can do the mitzvah for Friday night. The mele choshuv to make bracha on it. According to this. Same thing would be, same thing by when we say it is not the Zman, it's Hechsher Mitzvah, you say Bracha for Hechsher Mitzvah, same thing would be in the Shul. Come, the whole idea in the Shul, the minhag we said already, to light the candles, Mishum Persuma Nisa, and the only way I could do Persuma Nisa, light before Shabbos, and the minyan will come later on Shabbos, it's Hechsher Mitzvah, B'meila, Mashma, even the Bes Yosef is masking that he would make a Bracha, so B'meila he can't say the Sfaradim, not going to make, no, Bes Yosef is a Sfaradi, and he said, Actually, mitzvah choshuv mitzvah. You could say bracha on it. Memele, you could say bracha on it. That's the gabe the bracha. Everybody could and should make the bracha. Even there's no minyan, and we mentioned yesterday, obviously when you know that place, the minyan will get it together. It's actually, otherwise, if it's going to be no minyan, everybody masking, you can't make bracha on it. It's not, you need a tzibur for that. Okay, so that's L'gabe Halacha in Shul. Okay, now, on Friday, there's machloikes between the Bahag and the Tosfos, which candles you light first, Shabbos candles or Chanukah candles. The Olam noyek to do Chanukah candles first, but originally it's a machloikes, it's enough kamina Halacha to know this. So the Beis Yosef bring Kosav Bahag, Ner Shel Shabbos Shel Chanukah, Yadik Shel Chanukah Bereisha. First you have to light Neres Chanukah. The Madik Shel Shabbos Bereisha, Itzad Laduka Shel Chanukah. If you're going to light Neres Shabbos, you're already Makabel Shabbos. How are you going to light Neres Chanukah? That's the shit of the Bahag. He says, that's not only enough kamina for tonight, for every Friday. According to Tosfos, the Hadloka does not bring Shabbos. Your madik neres covered Shabbos, but you're not makabel Shabbos yet. The yochel ladik shel Shabbos tchila. Memele, you're allowed to light Shabbos tchila. And Adrab, according to this, would be maybe you should, according to Tosfos, light shel Shabbos because Todir Shenatuli, Todir Koidam. So according to Tosfos, he says you light neres shel Shabbos first. Now Lamaisa la Halacha, we all know you to light neres Chanukah first and then neres Shabbos. The question would be, what happened if somebody by mistake did the Neres Shabbos first? Should he light Neres Chanukah or not? According to the Tosfos, no problem. You're not Makabel Shabbos. So that even going to choshes the shita of the Bahag that you already were Makabel Shabbos. How could you light Neres Chanukah? It's Shabbos already by you. So Halacha L'maisa, the Levush writes, you still could soymach on the shita of the Tosfos and light the Neres Chanukah. That's what the Levush writes. However, the Taz disagrees with him. The Taz says that you should not the Oster b'Meloches. So what you do in that case after you lit Neres Shabbos, you should tell the Bnei Abai, someone else, to light for you Neres Chanukah. You cannot do it anymore. That's what the Taz. The Magen Avraham goes in the middle of here. He says it depends if it's a man or woman. By the woman, he says, if she lighting Neres Shabbos she's the one lighting Neres Shabbos, and she usually mechaven to Makabel Shabbos. So maybe she cannot anymore light Neres Chanukah. She have to ask someone else to light for her. By a man, he says, since there's no such a minhag is Makabel Shabbos with Adlokas Haneres. Once in a while he does it. The Meile says by him it's not Kabbalah Shabbos. So by a man he says he could light even he did Neres Shabbos first. He could light Neres Chanukah afterwards. To that shita Eli Rabel Machzashekel, everybody must give to that shita by a man that is not a Kabbalah. There's not such a minhag that the Makabel Shabbos by Hadlok and Meile. If a man by mistake did Neres Shabbos Kodesh first, he could still do Neres Chanukah. Now I wanted to say, even let's say some men are living alone and they're doing every Friday the Neres themselves. L'choira, since there is no such a universal minhag by men, Makabel Shabbos by Hadloka, even those individuals are they don't have Kabbalah Shabbos with that, and especially that the Elia Rabba brings. Obviously, he had in mind to light Neres Chanukah. So Memele, he cannot say he had a full Kabbalah Shabbos because he had in mind, he just forgot. Memele says that's what the Elia Rabba Pascal Lamaisa says that you can light Neres Chanukah by a man, even he leads already Neres Shabbos. Halacha L'maisa, if a woman made a mistake, she lit Neres Shabbos, she cannot light Neres Chanukah. She have to ask someone else to light. A man, if he did this mistake, but the erev he could light Neres Chanukah. Yeah. Okay. One more thing over here.
If you ask someone else, who says the bracha?
So l'choira, the other person should say the bracha, the one she asks for. Yeah, she could be it's anyway with someone else's adloka. She doesn't be shtatem. It's her. Yeah. Okay. Some saying she could say the bracha, but l'maisa either way it could go either way. Right now, another thing is tonight is very very practical. A lot of people are going to go to eat the Shabbos somewhere else. Guests, they're going to eat by somewhere else. So, and a lot of people make this mistake. We spoke about many times. It says like this: if somebody going with a sleepover somewhere, definitely he's going to light the menorah over there. That's his house now. Ner Ishu Beisa. That's his bias for this Shabbos. But a lot of times people going to sleep back at home and they're just going to a friend for the meal, and a lot of people light the menorah by a friend. The soymach and shita of the Rashba, the Rashba and the Rosh have the machlokes what the iker beisoy mokem achila mokem asheno. Rosh said is mokem sheno, the Rashba says mokem achila. So they rely on the Rashba. It's mokem achila. So I eat tonight by a friend. I'm going to light over there. The Taz says lekula alma. Even the Rashba moida. If it's not your mokem achila kavua, you just went there for one meal. It's a bracha levatola. He says, and everybody learns differently. He says he doesn't know how to learn halacha. That's the lashon of the Taz. So the Lamaisa like this: when you're going for one meal to eat somewhere else, just for the meal, and you go back the same night to sleep somewhere in your home or somewhere else, so you should light where you sleep. So the way you light after then you go to where you have to go. L'gabe Neres Shabbos could go both ways. You could do it either where you eat Neres Shabbos, either, also where you sleep, but wherever you do on both of them, you have to make sure that you have enough oil to burn after it says half hour for the Neres Chanukah, and Neres Shabbos. You have to make sure you're going to enjoy them after it's dark, whether before you go to your friend or after you come. So you have to make this cheshbon. Otherwise, if you that's halacha for every erev Shabbos. If somebody lights the candles and goes away while it's daytime, and he's not going to see the candles again, they're going to come home late. It's a bracha levatola too, because the candles made for the night, not for the day. All right, shkoyach.
How many kubels do you have to make?